did your vision and Ryan's vision, did it coincide with the way that Luke ends up in this film that you thought it would all these years later?
No.
No, not at all.
Well, I think when I read it, it's like the movie. It's just mind-bogglingly complex. It's challenging. It's hilarious in parts. It's suspenseful. It's dark and somber. I'm holding the fort down on the dark and somber. But, the most shocking thing I read was it's time for the Jedi to end. Are you? What? I mean, I understood Luke's regret at being wrong about who the chosen one was, and he feels responsible for creating potentially the next Darth Vader. And hey, ruining your nephew's life, or not perceiving that he was going to the dark side and too late. So that's weighs heavily on him. But all the characters face challenges in the second act of a 3-act play or opera. This is where all the darkest things happen. There's triumphs, of course, but more than its share of tragedies.
Right. Well, you spoke about dark and somber. Question about that is, was there anything personally that you drew from, or any other characters that you may have portrayed that gave this version of Luke more nuance?
Well, I had to find what could have happened that would make the most hopeful, optimistic character wind up in this dark place. Now, I was 11 when the Beatles hit,
right,
and they were the peace and love generation. And when I was in high school, I said, I believed all that. I thought, by the time we get in power, there'll be no more wars. We'll end world famine. Hey, baby,
right,
love is all you need. And that, we failed. Basically, we failed. So even though this is a fantasy, you try and find something that you can relate to in life to be able to portray that element of the screenplay.
Right.
And so that's what I was thinking of, is the potential of the flower power generation. And now the world is worse than it's ever been. You thought Watergate was bad? That was just two parties. Now it's a political entity with a hostile foreign government. And that we've been in perpetual war. I thought, well, at least after Vietnam, we'll never get into another pointless war that will, with no clear objective. We've been in perpetual war for what, 17, 18 years now? This is why these movies are so popular. Real life is so horrible.
Right.
Harsh reality is so draining on the human psyche. You need to go to a safe place like a galaxy far, far away.